Begin?
Yes.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Didn't expect such a number of supporters in San Francisco. I just have to be honest. It gives me hope. Right, there we go. Okay, so a 5-minute opening comment. A lot of this will be with regard to Israel, and I have had a policy. And you can Google my name till eternity, and you will not find an exception to what I'm about to say. I have never commented on Israeli policies. I have the odd view, increasingly odd view, but I've always had it since I was in my 20s, and I was publicly speaking in my 20s. My view has not changed one iota in this regard. I have one task as a Jew outside of Israel, and that is to support Israel. There are people who want Israel dead. It is the only country on earth that millions, tens, probably hundreds of millions of people want annihilated. There is no other country in the world that is targeted for extermination except Israel. So as a Jew, indeed as a decent human being, I have one task: to keep Israel secure. It is none of my goddamn business what Israel decides to do as a functioning democracy. If I want to tell Israel what to do, I could get on a plane and be there in 15 hours from the west coast of the United States and then tell Israel what to do. It is unbelievable chutzpah on the part of an American or Australian or Canadian or British Jew to tell Israel, right or left, what to do. Our children are not on the line, their children are. For us to tell Israel what to do is a hubris, the likes of which is only available, I'm afraid, among my fellow Jews. As Ben-Gurion said to Eisenhower, President Eisenhower is reputed to have said to him, you know, it's quite difficult, quite a challenge to be the president of 150 million people. I think that was the population then. And Ben-Gurion is reported to have said, Mr. President, it's far harder to be the prime minister of 2 million prime ministers. Every Jew thinks he's the prime minister of Israel. You're not. We're not. Thanks to Israel, we have a security as Jews unknown in the last 2,000 years. I have one task as an American Jew vis-a-vis Israel. Help it, period. If they have a left-wing leader, I support it. If they have a right-wing leader, I support it. I supported it this shocks people. I supported Israel when it signed the Oslo Accords. Got my Scandinavian countries mixed up. That's my policy. I don't know better than the Israeli people what is good for Israel. I do not. I claim not to. Do I agree with everything? It's irrelevant. So I tell my wife what I agree with and what I don't agree with. But as a public Jew, all I do is fight for the only embattled state on earth, Israel. That's it. That's our task. So I resent J Street. People who tell Israel what to do under the guise of really caring about it. And I believe they care about it. So let me tell you a lesson that I learned very early in life. Intentions don't mean a damn thing in life. They mean nothing. That this gentleman is well-intended, I would stake my life on that belief that he is well-intended. That his group does damage, I would stake my life on the same principle. Good people do a lot of damage in this world. So it is not a question of who's nice. The question is, do you do damage? Do you do good? That's all that matters in life. It's like the minimum wage. I want people to earn more money, but maybe raising the minimum wage is actually bad for employment and bad for restaurants to stay in business. Wanting to do good and doing good have nothing to do with one another. So I went to yeshiva for 18 years. I learned a lot. One of them, this was a principle. It is not the thought that counts, it is the deed. So that is my premise for the evening. Israel is a functioning democracy. It is not a totalitarian tyranny. What its people decide is their decision. My job, living in secure Los Angeles or secure San Francisco, is to help that embattled state. Thank you.